89.3 2GLF.
You are now listening to Three Quirks and a Twerk at 89.3 FM.
This is my station.
Action.
It's just insane and I love it.
Entertainment.
Hey guys, it's Selena Gomez.
Hey, this is Ed Sheeran.
Hey guys, it's Taylor Swift.
Entrepreneurs.
You need to learn this business, and this is the time to do it.
And empowerment.
Become an insider. So you have to know the rules before you get in the game.
It's Friday.
I can't believe that it's Freaky Friday.
YB Moody, shake that booty and tune in to the voice of the continent.
89.3 FM, you are tuning in with the Three Quirks and a Twerk. Miss Valentina, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? It's Friday, everybody.
YB Moody, you can shake your booty. Have you been shaking your booty all week or what,
I have.
Yes, what's been happening in your life?
My life. What's been happening is that there's so many collaborations and business opportunities and visiting venues and eating. Lots of eating in my life.
I love eating. When it comes down to eating and drinking, that's what life is all about, right?
Oh, it is. And that's what, we should be doing this more often with every day and 2-hour long siestas, reconnecting with people.
No, not
food.
2 hours, babe. Where
Why
the hell
not?
you get your 2 hours from? Seriously, I don't have time to friggin' scratch my nose, not alone 2 hours siesta. You're hanging with the Italiano too much. That's what it is, right? Italiano, they have siesta,
I'm
right?
bringing the culture here,
Are
right?
you?
Yes.
Don't ever forget the Vietnamese culture, by the way.
Oh, yes. That means I need a trip to Vietnam,
Yes.
right?
Well, funny that I just found out today there's a place in Vietnam called Buon
Ma Thuột.
Buon Ma Thuột. It sounds like you're swearing at me. Like we got a guest
like a
here,
food
Alexandra.
too.
She's from
Alexia?
she's Alexia, some bloody apps or some robot here, and she was telling me where she's from, and I'm thinking I have never heard of that place in my whole life.
Well, now you do. Well, now you have to add it on your list, Davey.
Yes.
It's a place to visit. Tourism.
And how was the show? Did you enjoy that performance at Bankstown? Was that a fabulous performance or what?
Absolutely. It was musical. It went deep into our Vietnamese roots. It just reminded me about the countryside. There were a lot of talented artists, I have to say.
I was just shocked the amount of famous artists and the singing, the dancing, and it makes you feel home.
Yeah, the talent
The talent's
out
up
there these
there.
days.
It's unbelievable. But talking about like talents, I mean, one of the biggest things in our station is that we've always been very supportive of the creative industry. We love to provide a platform. We have a lot of musos hitting us up to be able to play the music, promote them, and that's what we're about. Is that the Three Quirks and Twerk? We want to promote our talents in that area as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. The next generation.
Yeah.
We have to continue to tap into
No, that's right. And our first guest, Samridhi, she joined us was it a year ago? And now she's in the studio with us, from tracing ghosts in Turkey to the pyramids, talking to the witches and
I
craft.
think, Davey, you've lost track of time. She was here just a few months ago.
Yes. Was it April that you were here?
Yeah, but it does feel like a long
Feels
time
like
ago.
a long time.
Was it? Yeah, it feels like last year that you were here.
Well, Samridhi, welcome. And she's, first of all, our cosmic soul whisperer, our author, and an Akashic reader. Right?
It's interesting. So who you been negotiating with, the aliens? You've been talking to aliens, you've been talking to Mars. A lot of people don't understand the spiritual world. And you and Fung, I get it. You two love your spiritual world.
Yes.
I sometimes feel that I'm sitting here with two ghosts here now.
Two
aliens. We're going to talk about mothership and everything else. So tell us a bit about yourself. What have you been up to?
So, hi. It's so excited to be back. Thank you for having me back.
Welcome. Well, we love having you here.
So, I am an Akashic reader and a retreat host. And yes, I have been talking to many people in the spirit team.
Yeah.
So, no surprise. Sometimes I might speak with your higher self or your pet. So,
So do you, looking in this room though, do you feel that we are spiritually on a high level, or you think, what's your thoughts about my spirit?
Davey's a zombie. No.
Excuse me. I'm asking the expert here. I want to know what she's going to tell me. What kind of spirit do you think I am?
I think you're a multidimensional, beautiful communicator.
Wow.
And depends on where we are at our present level. Sometimes at the present level, we may not be as conscious as our higher levels.
Yes.
But we are all gifted and we are all super amazing.
And do you think as humans, do we use our 10%? Like I know a lot of people say we use our brains only 10% of the time. And you, out of all people, you will be connecting to the spiritual. And do you feel that the human race, we're only using 10%?
I agree. I think we do. But when we go into a channel space or when we go into a creative space, like you both, you're creatives. And when you're accessing that part, that's where the untapped brain potential is accessed. And even in research, it is found that when people are channeling, they're actually in a higher state and using much more of their brain capacity.
Yeah. So Valentina, do you use a lot of your brain capacity when you do a lot of coaching or when you reach out to the spiritual world? How do you tap into your brain?
How do I tap? I don't use my brain.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's why I'm going to ask. How do you tap into it?
So my higher self comes out, which is interesting enough. It's like there's no thinking, and what happens is just a download of information, and you just deliver that because you're just a messenger. It's just a body to deliver the higher self message. So I'm not being analytical.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way. Is that how it works for you,
Yeah.
Samridhi?
Yeah, very much. There is a part of me, the personality side, Samridhi side, which doesn't know. And which is fun and which is just going in to have fun. And then there is the channel space. And the best I can do is to just get out of that way and let the channel come through.
Now, there's some people out there that I've met in the past, and I'm sure there will be new people right now who are hearing or tapping into their higher self, not knowing that they are.
Yeah.
What would be your first advice to them?
I would say definitely if you're thinking you're imagining it, maybe you are, but from the higher self. So the distinction between how much we're imagining and how much is real, when we just let go of that judgment and we become okay with, maybe I'm imagining it, but it's a good advice. Why not take it? So I feel like that is a suggestion I'd like to give. And a lot of people come and ask me, how do I tap into my intuition? I can't see like you see, or I'm not able to hear. Then maybe they're using one of their other senses. So out of our 5 senses, some people just have a strong sense of smell. And through that, they're able to bring in healing. So whichever channel, whether they're listening, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting.
I think Davy has smelling and tasting. He smells food and he comes.
It's interesting though, right? Because you're right. Because we have that. Is it 3 senses? Valentina, is it 3 senses that we have as human?
5.
5 senses,
6,
right?
6, right?
6.
The 6th one is a combination, I believe, of all the 5, yes.
So when it comes down to, do we meant to use the 6 senses or are we just trained to use 1 or 2? And if we want to tap into the 6 senses, is there an opportunity to do so?
I think that's right. It starts off with 1.
Yeah.
But when you start attuning and opening your energies more and more, you'll see the overlap. And that's where synesthesia and these kind of things come in, where people can see sound and where people can hear color, where all those senses started to mix and blend with each other. But it starts from somewhere.
Do you feel abnormal sometimes, the fact that you be able to tune into the spiritual world, you see things different? Like, for instance, if I walk out on the street, all I see is bloody trees and cars. If you would walk out on the street, you'll probably see angels, devils, zombies and everything else. So do you feel like you're special at times, or you just feel like that's a gift, or is that a not a gift?
Well, because I don't know any other way, I feel whatever I'm seeing and however I'm interacting is very normal.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people tell me that, oh, I'm not seeing this or I'm not hearing this, that's when I feel, okay, something must be wrong with me, or am I seeing it correctly? But for me, I don't know any other way. And I think I was, while I was growing up, my mom and I used to discuss dreams. So we were doing the cosmic mysteries even before breakfast. So it was very normal.
Wow.
So are we sharing dreams over breakfast? Is that
Yes.
what you mean?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Therefore, your dreams colourful?
Very. They're like 4XD, and you can feel it. You can touch it.
When you say 4X, that sounds very rude. This is a PG show. Let's keep the X-rated show.
Please explain to Davey
Yes.
what 4XD
Let's
means
keep,
and to our
let's, keep
audience.
let's keep that PG. All right, Sammy.
Yes, it's very much what children can see too. So
Okay. I was a bit worried there. Like, jeez,
no.
it's only 4 p.m. and we're talking
I
about
wouldn't talk
X-rated
about
show.
that here.
All right, let's have a break. You're tuning in with 3 Quirks, so 89.3 FM. We're going to have a break. We're going to talk about this Triple X show, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to touch base a bit more about, I guess, the spiritual world, and I guess for people, if they want to tune in, how can they tune in? And then maybe you could give us some advice on that as well.
Of course.
89.3 FM. Tune in to our listeners out there. Are you driving home? You got to tune in because I have 2 fabulous witches in the studio. They're going to be talking about spiritual. They're going to talk about 5D. They're going to be talking about everything that you really want to know about the spiritual world. So tell me, Sammy, that how do people really who are intrigued in the spiritual, what do they need to do to tap into this spiritual world, this world that a lot of people haven't been there or seen before?
Oh, that's such a beautiful question. I think the smallest and simplest thing to do is to just allow a daily ritual to tune in. And we underestimate how simple that could be, whether someone's religious, whether somebody's spiritual, or anywhere in between. Taking that 5-10 minutes just to themselves, that's where, your subconscious says, okay, she's listening, so let's get all this information out to her or him. And really, that's where it all begins.
Okay. So
5-10 minutes. Do you have 5-10 minutes of your own time, Davey?
that's a problem. I'm trying to figure it out. Can we do it in 2 minutes? Because by the time I can run between jobs and I can sit there and tune in. No. So is this like I've noticed that for the last few years, I've noticed that the female species are really focusing on...
Species. Are we species now?
Yeah. Especially you two. You two are species.
We're very unique species.
Very unique
We are a
species.
cosmic species.
Correct. That's like a privilege here. Soul whisperer and spiritual world,
She
right?
is.
So tell me though, like, have you noticed there's a shift in society now that people are beginning to accept the spiritual world? Because I know that years ago people were saying, oh, what's this, what's that? Whereas now I've noticed people are open.
And more acceptable?
More acceptable to your industry.
100%. I think the fact that we're here on radio talking about this stuff itself is a sign, because this is mainstream and we're talking about how to connect with yourself. And I think it's because even the spirit world has become accessible. So it's not just about, okay, you'll just get to know your guardian angel, but it's about you'll be able to get clarity on your new job. You'll be able to get clarity on a relationship, or you'll be able to get clarity on where to live. So it's become very practical and grounded. That's where it's meeting, and people are,
So how do relationship, like I know that, say for argument's sake, that no one has a perfect relationship, right? And when it comes down to, can they use this particular spiritual realm to be able to reconnect with the spirit and fix their relationship and their problem? Because I do know that 2025 divorce rates is 9 out of 10. Divorce rates are so high. People are suffering depression, anxiety. Mentally, they're not all there these days. So can they use the spiritual world to heal their soul, heal their heart?
100%. It's interesting that you share that, because
I'm a very deep kind of guy.
I love it.
Oh my God. Where's your leather
We're talking
jacket?
about 5D. We're talking about 5D stuff here, right? To the young kids, block your ears. We're 5D's conversation.
Absolutely. And it's funny you ask that, because there are so many people coming to me now with relationship questions. And, there could be some relationships that have stories in their other lives, and that's trying to get solved here, or the patterns are coming in for an opportunity to change that here. And there are some relationships that are just so new, because I've traveled maybe 100 lifetimes, and my partner has traveled only 2. So there's a difference in experiences, and so there's a difference in depth. But no matter what the background, there's always a solution. And I've found myself channeling so much information about, you can trust her, you can trust him, it's going to be okay. These kind of things are coming through from the spirit world now. I feel like the spirit realm is wanting us to be together, wanting us to not be lonely, and to align ourselves with spiritually aligned connections rather than connections that don't have any meaning.
So that means that also, before you came into Earth, into this world, you believe in soul contracts.
Yes.
Okay. David, do you know what soul contracts mean?
Please explain.
Well, as she said, when you are creating or deciding on incarnation, you actually plan the whole thing, like you plan a trip. And you say, okay, which house do I live in? Who should be my siblings? Most importantly, who should be my parents? If it's a girl, then who should be my father? That's the most important.
Okay.
And if it's a boy, who's going to be my mother? They always decide it like that. And potential partners along the way.
Wow.
It's never just one. Never just one. So if you miss one, another will come through. But again, you need to be that vibrational match in your life at that phase to be able to bring in that partnership. So most definitely soul contracts exist.
Soul contract sounds I'm signing my life away to the devil. You know, you hear a lot of movies, people talking about you sign your life away to the devil. Now, it's not that deep, right? It's not that deep.
The opposite of that. It's signing your contract with yourself.
Wow, that's very deep. That's very deep. But, okay, so the issue here is this, right? A lot of people are more acceptable now than before, right? Now, if they were wanting to tune in to the spiritual world, if they want to explore their soul contract and who they sign the contract to, how would they go about doing that? Because don't you need to go into a really relaxation mode, meditate for a while to be able to get yourself to that level?
Most definitely. And I'd just say that sometimes it even happens accidentally, like it happened for me.
Yeah.
I used to have inklings of intuition when I was a little girl, and I used to just cry, and my mother would ask me, why are you crying? And I remember I was sitting on my little study table, and I tell my mom, Mommy, I was a bad person in my previous life.
Wow, she must have freaked out.
Actually, she just laughed like Davy's laughing. She said, okay, be a good person this time.
Go and do the dishes, will you? Clean up your room.
And then there would be accidental things that would just come up. It was not accidental, of course. So I started getting visions and dreams.
Wow.
But the way to start it would just be to ask that question, because all of us have the potential. Maybe some of us have our intuition dialed up a little bit, and others are going to work that muscle out. But we all have access to remembering all this information in the soul, which is the Akashic Records.
Wow.
So you mentioned a little bit earlier about don't be judgmental on yourself, right?
Yes.
So sometimes when I think this is a question for one of our audience who said, how do you know if the voice is the subconscious voice, the actual voice, or the judgmental voice?
Right. Well, that's even if you don't like what you're hearing, the channeled voice will feel and resonate more. Whereas the judgment voice will feel icky. It'll feel like it's not settling in. If my guides are telling me that I need to wake up early in the morning, which is very hard for me, and if it is coming from my compulsive inner critic self, I'll just feel like I can discard it. But if it's coming from the spirit world, it'll repeatedly keep coming until I really pay heed to it. So there's a repetition and there's a resonance signature, which are very different, and that's the way to know it.
Wow, a resonance signature.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, can we talk about that a little bit more?
Of course. So the resonance signature is, again, connected to our five senses. Now, people ask me, what's your sixth sense? The sixth sense in everything that I know so far is a combination of all our five senses. And that's when we bring through something deeper, because even when you're tuning into the sixth sense, you're seeing something or hearing something. It's just a superlative sensory expression.
Yeah.
So when people are really understanding their higher self, what they're doing is they're just feeling peaceful, and they're feeling present. So that's really their soul signature. For example, when I speak like this, it has a certain weight. But if I speak like this, it's like, I just want to get away from the mic. So you'll really feel like that signature, that voice, that sound is you. Like persona, sona, or person is actually derived from the word sona, which is derived from the word sound. So it's really that each person who is separate individual is a person who has a separate individual voice.
Okay.
So
and you are tuning in with the 89.3 FM.
It's Friday.
Oh my God, you two bloody aliens, mate. We had a rehearsal. Half an hour rehearsal.
Sorry,
you can't even get the right Valentino. Can we start again? It's Friday.
Why be moody? booty. Shake your booty.
Okay, one more time.
One more time. Okay. All right, folks. You are tuning in on a Friday with the 89.3 2GF. We're here with the two aliens.
Why be moody?
When you can shake your booty.
Yeah. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. You two bloody aliens. Your mothership's waiting for you.
Oh my God.
Jump into your mothership Uber and go back home, I say.
We just get beamed up.
Beam me up, mother.
Remember, I'm not using my brain.
You're using your bloody brains. I have what you two are having.
In the break, we were talking about Egypt, right, Davey?
Yes, tell me about Egypt, because last time you were here, you were talking about taking a few people on a tour to Egypt. Share with us, what was the journey like? Was there any pinnacle moment when someone just woke up and realized, wow, there's more to life?
Oh my God, there were so many moments, and Egypt is such a land of mystery and intrigue. So I took this group. There were 8 lovely goddesses that came with me.
No men?
This time, no men, but maybe in the next one.
Okay.
So we went to certain places. There was this land of King Akhenaten, and we went to these ancient ruins and sites and everything like that. And wherever light language had to come through, channeling had to come through, I was bringing through that. Turns out that everyone in the group was a part of the 27 Club in all our other lives.
Can you explain to me the 27 Club? Is that like some sort of biker gang or 27 Club?
Sounds like that, right?
Sounds like a biker gang.
It's a thing that a soul does at the age of 27 when their Saturn return comes through, that they either die or they have something really tragic happen to them when they're 27.
Wow.
Everyone in the circle.
Like Kurt Cobain.
Yes, exactly.
How old is he? He's
27.
He was 27 when he died.
Wow, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of artists, they just exit at that age. And if they go through that, then it's a life-transforming journey. Their career changes, their path changes, and they become completely different.
So if they survive the age of 27, that means that they are the supreme being. They've been chosen to live for another 67 years. They passed that test. So what happens if you die before age of 27? Is that because you're not meant to be on this earth, or was it you were called to another spiritual realm where you're needed somewhere else?
Well, sometimes it is a test, and the soul tests itself, saying, can I go through this experience and go beyond it and learn beyond it? Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we don't. In some of my lifetimes, like in the first lifetime that I completely remembered, I died at 27. I couldn't handle it.
Wow.
So there were a lot of people in the circle that got sick in this lifetime or almost died in this lifetime when they were 27. But in other lifetimes, they either lived or didn't. But in this lifetime, happily, I can say that they passed through that threshold and it has unlocked their intuition, their magic, and it's a whole level of reality.
Aren't you worried that you're tuning into the spiritual world, and one of these days, that spiritual world, the nasty one, will reach out and grab you by the throat and it will just destroy your real life? Have you ever thought of that? Could happen to you?
Well, when I started tuning in, I used to be very scared.
Yeah, it would be, because the spiritual, you got a lot of people out there, right?
Yeah, because when my gift started to tune in, I used to look into the mirror. I remember this was in India. There's a city called Pune. I was in Pune and I was looking into the mirror, and I could see there were other beings around me, and it was a house which had been there for hundreds of years, so at least at least 100 years, and there's some things that happened in that house. So it was very scary, and I was just praying, saying, please take this back. I don't want it. Take this back.
No, that's right.
But then I did learn the skills and the techniques to really tune myself out of that vibration and tune into a vibration where that cannot be seen. It's almost like, like in the human existence, in our experience, we don't see beyond the 7 colors. Or we don't hear beyond certain range of sounds. So I worked on myself to change my broadband, and that band, that frequency wouldn't be compatible with anything else. So they couldn't see me, I can't see them, and that's what I teach my clients and students too.
Wow, that's interesting. Can we go back to Egypt because we haven't
Yes.
finished that journey? So tell us more about the story and the journey for the participants that were with you.
Wonderful. Thank you for bringing us back to Egypt.
Back to Earth. Yeah.
So one of the things that we saw was the 27 Club. That was quite fascinating. The other thing we saw was there's this chapel of Sekhmet, which is in a temple. The temple is called Karnak Temple, and this is the chapel of Sekhmet. And we were all inside this beautiful ancient temple where there is this lioness goddess, and she's carved out of stone, and she literally, it feels like she has a consciousness. So the room was pretty dark, and it was my second time in that room. We all entered that space, and channeling came through, and it was the most beautiful channeling I've ever witnessed coming through me or through anybody else, because it was a channeling about mothers and the divine feminine within all of us, men and women.
Wow.
Everyone was in tears. Then we took some pictures. And the mysterious part was that later, when we looked at the pictures from the bus, one of the participants, her face was not her face.
Wow.
And it was actually the face of her mother.
Wow.
And
That's scary.
a deep healing was occurring between her and her mother.
Okay. And was her mum alive?
Yes, she's alive.
Okay.
And it's kind of like that aspect of the discord between her and her mother
Okay.
that was being healed in the chapel of Sekhmet. So it was really like, I still have goosebumps when I think about it.
Wow.
But back then they have a lot of sacrifices too, right? Like you hear about the Egyptians and the pharaohs and all that. They used to sacrifice a lot. And back then, it's either you're the high priest, you're part of the elite. Everyone else underneath that, they get sacrificed. They didn't get treated that well. So when you were tuning in to the spiritual, especially pyramids, I mean, the pyramids is a whole level of science can't explain. The pyramids.
Yeah.
You think about it was built 1,000 years ago. How can human beings build that? So there's a lot of talks over here that it has to be an outside race that could actually build something like that. And they were saying that the way the pyramids lining up with the stars at night, so there's so many magical things to that.
Oh yes, 100%.
Now, I'm more interested in the spiritual world. So when you go to places like that, you're talking about thousands of years of history.
Yeah.
Now, your customers, your friends, your liners that arrive there, was there one particular moment in time that they share with you, and that was something that you couldn't believe that had happened to someone? Because everyone's experience is different, right?
Yeah, well, there was just so much synchronicity. I have my own experience. So what happened was I went with my group and we went inside the Pyramid of Giza. There is a place where you give a special entry. I think it's 150 Egyptian pounds or something. I don't remember the price now. But you climb that really steep place and go inside the chamber of the Great Pyramid. And each time I go there, I think I've gone there a couple of times now, something magical happens. So when we were there, a man, he was a guard. He's an Egyptian man, really big, tall. He looks like a guard. And he was making sure, he was doing crowd control. And he saw my group. And he looked at me and he said, "Are they your friends?" And I said, "Yes." They said, "Okay, you can go there and you can sit and meditate." This is unheard of, to go inside the pyramid at prime time and be able to meditate.
And they actually let you in.
They not only let me in, we all were meditating there. And then when we came out, he looked at me and he's like, "Do you remember me?" And he was my father in another life.
Oh,
Wow.
I have posted that on my Instagram as well. It was a heartwarming story, and the hug we had was melting away. And everybody in that room, there were at least about 50 people in that room.
Wow.
All of us were in tears. It was so profound and beautiful.
And now you've got another Egypt tour coming up. So you want to share that with us?
Absolutely. I'm doing another Egypt retreat in April. And this time we're going into the same places, the important places where the goddesses come. There are 3 goddesses: Goddess Isis in Philae.
Yeah.
There is Goddess Sekhmet in Karnak Temple.
Yeah.
And then there is also Goddess Hathor in Dendera.
Wow.
So we meet them and we end the journey in front of the Sphinx in a private entry, or literally between the paws of the Sphinx, which is...
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's a full moon morning.
Did you take heaps of photos and all that?
Absolutely.
Oh, I
Lots
wish you
of
can share
photos.
some photos for us. We would love to be able to get some photos
Done.
and put it on our social and all that, because a lot of people wouldn't have that kind of experience.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So we'd love for you to
Absolutely.
share that with us. But you know what? Thank you so much for joining us. And I just want to say it's amazing to be able to hear your journey, and that if people want to reach out to you, what's your social handles?
Cosmic Soul Whisperer. And it's the same on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And that's also my website, cosmicsoulwhisperer.com.
Amazing.
Samridhi, we love having you here. Our mothership has arrived again,
Yes.
so you have to beam off into, outer space. But thank you so much. We wish you only the very best. And Egypt trip, everyone get ready.
Oh,
Egypt
thank
trip.
you.